Donald Trump is finding himself at odds again with some of his fellow Republicans, including House Speaker Paul Ryan. That comes as Trump is criticizing both Hillary and Bill Clinton and higher taxes on wealthy Americans. Heather Sells has the story.
In Trump's original tax plan, the highest earners got a break, with the top rate going from 39% to 25%. But now Trump says after negotiating with the Democrats, the rate will probably go up.
I am willing to pay more, and you know what? Wealthy are willing to pay more.
Trump's pivot may help to diffuse attacks from Hillary Clinton, who's been telling people that the wealthy are the biggest beneficiaries of his tax plan. Another big challenge for Trump, bringing together a fractured GOP that will raise money for him and bring in the votes. But publicly, at least, he says he has a very different view of party unity.
Does the party have to be together? Does it have to be unified? I'm very different than everybody else, perhaps, that's ever run for office. I actually don't think so. I think that
it doesn't have to be unified?
No, I don't think so. I think it would be better if it were unified. I think it would be there would be something good about it, but I don't think it actually has to be unified in the traditional sense.
Perhaps Trump's biggest test right now, his relationship with House Speaker Paul Ryan. Trump has complained that he was, quote, blindsided by Ryan's recent refusal to endorse him. And now Sarah Palin is slamming Ryan for that move, saying she will work to defeat him in his primary re-election challenge.
His political career is over, but for a miracle, because he has so disrespected the will of the people.
For his part, Trump says he won't rule out removing Ryan as the chairman of this summer's Republican National Convention. It's a tough stance to take just days before the two power brokers are set to meet in Washington. Outside his party, Trump is making clear he will have no problem going after Bill Clinton, responding to attacks on him about his attitude towards women.
I think he gets involved when she plays the women's card. No, if he's involved in the campaign, he should absolutely, you know, he could be brought into it.
Here's a guy, he was impeached because he lied. He lied. Do you remember the famous, I did not have sex with that woman, and then a couple of months later, I'm guilty. And she's taking negative ads on me.
It's all part of the battle for the women's vote, which Trump and Clinton will both need come November. Heather Sells, CBN News.
Well, no unity in the community for the Republicans thus far. It's going to be a long, hot summer any way you look at it. In other news, Iran says it has test-fired still another long-range missile. Ephraim Graham has that story from the CBN newsroom.
Terry, Iran announced that test today, saying it was carried out 2 weeks ago. It is the latest in a string of missile tests since Iran's controversial nuclear deal with the West. The latest missile can travel 1,250 miles, just far enough to reach Israel. In March, Iran test-fired a missile with the phrase, Israel must be wiped out, written on the side of it in Hebrew. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu invited all UN personnel working inside Israel to a seminar on Jewish history. His invitation followed a recent resolution by the UN agency UNESCO that calls Israel, quote, an occupying power and leaves out the Jewish people's biblical connection to the Temple Mount. Chris Mitchell brings us that story now from Jerusalem.
The UN Special Envoy to the Middle East declined Netanyahu's invitation, but the Prime Minister's spokesman said the seminar would go on.
Absolutely. We're going to hold it, and we hope that a lot of diplomats come. We may even live stream it, perhaps to show folks at home.
I'm holding the UNESCO resolution on Jerusalem. It calls Israel the occupying power and also condemns Israel for its alleged aggression against Muslim worshippers. It cites the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Harim al-Sharif, but makes no mention of the Temple Mount or the 4,000-year-old history of the Jewish people in Jerusalem.
The Temple Mount isn't just any site. It's the single holiest site to the Jewish people and has been so for thousands of years. So denying the link between the Jewish people and the Temple Mount is tantamount to saying you don't belong here.
The UNESCO resolution referred to the Western Wall as the Al-Barak Plaza. The Western Wall was the outer retaining wall of the Temple Mount in the time of Jesus. It criticized Israeli archaeological digs in the area and also blamed Israel for violence on the Temple Mount last fall, but didn't mention the actions of Muslim rioters. He said the seminar is meant to correct the record.
Well, the Prime Minister wanted to expose the truth about the Temple Mount, perhaps give a refresher history course about the Jewish people and their connection to this land and the Temple Mount, because it spans back thousands of years.
He said the resolution makes peace more difficult.
The fact that a UN body is denying that link between the Jewish people and the Temple Mount actually makes peace harder, because peace is based off respect and understanding. And this shows neither respect for history nor an understanding of the Jewish people.
More than 40 nations voted for the resolution on Jerusalem. The U.S. voted against it. Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.
Here in Virginia Beach, there was plenty of pomp and circumstance at Regent University over the weekend. A record-breaking number of students donned their caps and gowns during the school's graduation ceremony. Retired Lieutenant General Jerry Boykin was the commencement speaker, and he challenged the new graduates to be students of history. Congratulations to them.
This past Saturday, family and friends gathered on the Regent University campus to recognize the graduating class of 2016. Dr. Pat Robertson, founder and chancellor of Regent, presided over the ceremony.
And I think back to the words that was given to Joshua as he was preparing to go into the promised land. And God said to him, "Be strong and very courageous, for the Lord your God will go with you whithersoever you go."
The keynote speaker was retired Lieutenant General William G. Jerry Boykin, a highly decorated officer and war veteran.
You have to be on a quest for learning, and you've got to study history. There's an old proverb that says, if you dwell in the past, you lose an eye. If you forget the past, you lose both eyes, and that's exactly what we're in jeopardy of having, is we forget our past. And I would encourage you to study history and know what made America great.
Known for excellence, Regent offers nearly 100 degree programs and concentrations in its 7 graduate schools and undergraduate program. It has one of the top-ranked online bachelor's programs in the country. In all, 1,500 students earned their degrees this year. That included 3 ROTC graduates who were commissioned as officers to serve in the United States military, 2 in the Army, and 1 in the Marines. Graduating with a law degree, Kathleen Knudsen addressed her fellow students.
For many of us, earning our respective degrees is a dream come true. And today, we celebrate that. But more than the celebration of the degree programs, we celebrate the goodness and the faithfulness of God. We celebrate His calling upon our lives.
Regent University students represent over 25 countries. Together, they are fulfilling Regent's mission of Christian leadership to change the world.
My charge to you today is be strong, be very courageous, because the author of all life, the creator of the heavens and the earth, is with you. God Almighty will be with you. He'll be with you in the dark days. He'll be with you in the sunny days. He'll be with you in joy. He'll be with you in pain. Wherever you go, though you go through the fire, He will be with you. Congratulations to the largest graduating class in the history of this institution. God bless all of you. And now you may flip your tassels.
Congratulations to them. Terry, I'm proud to say I am married to a Regent graduate.
Wise decision, Ephraim. And may I add my congratulations to yours. A wonderful accomplishment for thousands of people. So we celebrate with you. Well, if you'd like to get a diploma of your own, we want to encourage you to take a look at Regent University. It offers nearly 100 degree programs and concentrations. And whether you choose to take your classes on campus or online, you'll be getting an affordable and exceptional Christian education. If you'd like more information, call this number, 1-866-910-7618, or you can log on to regent.edu.